from the Suame constituency, and he's also a lawyer for the minority side in Parliament. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, my brother, and good evening to your cherished listeners.
Good evening to you. What do we know about the arrest of your party member? When was he arrested? How long has he been in detention? What are the terms of his release?
Well, what we've been told and you see from the press release signed by the Deputy Minority Leader, Madam Patricia Appiagyei, is that on Wednesday, 25th of June, EOCO arrested the former Chief Executive of the National Food Stock Company, and he's been in the custody of the police. We know that he's been granted bail in the sum of 50 million to be justified, with his partner who has also been granted bail in the sum of 30 million to be justified. And so we issued the statement just to draw attention of the people of Ghana, the media, civil society, about this creeping thing happening in our body politic, where state institutions mandated to investigate crimes, arrogate to themselves the power to grant bail and then insist on justification of the sureties. And they give you bail conditions which are so excessive, in law we will say it will amount to granting of the bail. The gentleman and his spouse has been in police custody since Wednesday, and clear violation of Article 14, which requires that after a person has been arrested, he should be sent to the court within 48 hours for the court to grant the person bench bail pending investigation. For me, it is worrisome because we've become a country where we always put the cart before the horse. In other jurisdictions and developed democracies, we all know they conduct investigations thoroughly before they go to arrest people, so that by the time they arrest you, they present to you the charges, all the information they have. But we've chosen to do the reverse. We arrest you before we look for the information. So the authorities say, we are still investigating. Then they slap this huge surety on you, and you will not be able to satisfy. So they continue to keep you in their custody in flagrant violation of your human and civil rights. So it's a worrisome situation, and we all need to begin to speak about this. We understand that there is opportunity for you to maybe make an application for habeas corpus, go to court. But even that, you need some basic information to be able to go to court. You have to be charged, the charge sheet, what offense have you, committed. All of that will have to be given to you, so that when you go to court, you can make a solid argument that based on the charge sheet and then based on your personal circumstances, you believe that the particular bail condition is excessive, and that because you have 6 places of abode, you will not be a frustrated. So for that matter, the court should review the bail conditions. All these things haven't been done, and the human rights of these people are being, continue to be violated. For us, it is not just an NPP member; it is a Ghanaian, and if it happens to people like this, it can happen to anybody. And we won't need to begin to rise up and fight against this creeping dictatorial tendencies of our institutions. Look, we did not fight the military government to now come under a democratic dictatorship. We need to up the game.
It's interesting you mentioned habeas corpus there, because when Chairman Wontumi was arrested, that was an issue that came up later in the conversation, where your director of legal thought that that's something that could have been filed to have saved him the 1 week or so that he spent in custody. Now that you are having difficulties settling this bail condition, do you not think you should quickly rush to the High Court and possibly file this habeas corpus? And I'm not sure whether you are saying that habeas corpus cannot be cannot be filed unless you have been charged. I'm not sure that's what you really intended to say. If that would be the case, then that may be a bit challenging. But I thought that considering what happened to you the last time your Ashanti Regional Chairman was arrested, you should have learned some lessons and possibly gone to the High Court if you thought that the EOCO or the police were acting outside their mandate.
Well, I mean, so the point is that what we issued a statement by the Deputy Minority Leader, okay, is part of the effort to draw attention to the attitude of the EOCO. All of us will have to know and condemn the act. Of course, it is not that, and the fact that we go to court are not mutually exclusive. I believe that his lawyers are advising him in that regard as well. But you see, why do we have to go through all that? I mean, we know the provisions in our constitution. They are so clear that state authorities being paid by the same people should not use their powers to violate the rights of citizens and individuals. We don't always have to do that. We are rational human beings. We are all made in the image of God. We understand the rights of people. I believe that we need. That's why I said we need to lift the game. It cannot be business as usual. President Mama had a massive endorsement from the people of Ghana to do right by everybody, not to use the political power to target, some political persons. It is not right. And so for the minority, after this statement, we'll also make a statement in Parliament. We'll continue to draw attention of the people of Ghana to these violations. And hopefully we believe the lawyers of member and the other members will also take the steps to go to court to get the court to come into this matter.
Just before you go, I noticed from the weekend social media commentary suggesting that when Chairman Wontumi was arrested, your party members, those in Parliament, went and intended to engage in a vigil at the EOCO until he is released. When he came to Hanan Wahab of the Buffer Stock Company, nobody has gone to look for him or to go and demonstrate or picket or go and sit down on the pavement like you and your colleagues did the last time Chairman Wontumi was arrested. Can you explain why?
No, but it's not true that nobody from our party has gone to see him. People have gone to see him that I'm aware. But I'm
referring to the type of scene that we saw Wontumi being seen. That type.
I mean, so that was one of decision we made. I'm not sure it will be the final one, but we'll look at the exigencies of every situation, and I believe the leadership will advise. I mean, I don't think that as minority, we want to always be on the street every day to protest. At least we make the point that people of Ghana will understand the situation. Subsequently, we have other legal means to make our voice known. One of them is this issue of this statement by the Deputy Minority Leader. Subsequent days, we'll make statement on the floor of Parliament. When the situation persists and we see that the state institutions are going to continue, I believe the leadership will advise. And look, I can tell you, the leadership advised that we hold a vigil, everybody will come, and I believe we'll get the support of a lot of people of Ghana to protest these violations.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
You're welcome.
That's Honorable John Darko. He is NPP Member of Parliament for Swami, and he's also legal counsel for the minority.